All right. Good morning once again. I welcome you to Digital Z Hub, an online training platform where we train on different computer programs such as cybersecurity, website development, data analytics, graphic design, Sage 50 accounting, AutoCAD, advanced Office, and Python programming, and so many other programs. So it's a platform you can actually trust. It's a platform that has been confirmed by many students. It's a platform that has put together experts. Myself, I am a data analyst and a web developer, a cybersecurity expert, currently lecturing at NIT Asaba and also the CEO at Digital Z Hub. So we encourage you to subscribe to our classes, our services, our training holds 100% online. We are an online training-based IT company you can trust. So sit back, relax as you follow us on this particular section on web development. All right, so this is what we have achieved so far using HTML and CSS. So in our yesterday morning class, we started looking at introduction to CSS, where I explained to us the role of CSS in web development. Told us that CSS is a subordinative front-end development language. In other words, it supports in styling our web pages contents. It helps us to fine-tune the appearance of our elements or contents. There are two keywords that I use in that class to qualify the entire role of CSS. First one was determining the appearance, improving the appearance of your developed contents. Second one was the layout. The layout. It told us that one of the responsibility of CSS is to help us to specify the layouts. The layout in this context is talking about the presentation, the arrangements of those contents you will have developed or added through the HTML. And we are able to learn various ways or methods on how to apply CSS in styling our web content once they have been created through the HTML. The first method we highlighted was the inline CSS addition, where I said the inline CSS addition is where you directly write the CSS code in the HTML line. That is why it is called the inline. That is both the HTML code and the CSS code are on the same line, are written together. I also advise us as professionals that that is not the best practice because of debugging. And I also explain what debugging means to us as programmers. We also discuss the internal way of method of adding CSS to your contents. Where I said to do that, you simply add a tag to the head section, a tag called what? Style. You can still remember. So all your CSS code comes in between that style tag, which means that you are actually registering CSS in this particular file. So which also means that both the HTML and the CSS code reside in the same page or the same file. We also talk about the external CSS addition, which I advise us to be the best practice because it helps us to totally separate our HTML document from our CSS. And I recommended it because of how it can help us to debug our code. I hope you understand all this. So if you don't have any question from what we have done, or do you have any question from the last class? If there's no question, and then we take it further. So can you unmute? Do you have questions?
Now, no question because I haven't really used the last class. So I've already I only used the formal class, which is the first class. So
Oh,
the only difficulties I found in that when I was using it was when I was trying to write the burden of the content of the after the heading. And so the text was not ahead of the heading instead of it to be below the heading. So that was the only difficult I had, but I was still able to solve it.
good. All right. All right. So this morning we are going to continue with the topic we have been dealing with. And I told us that we are learning two languages, two front-end languages at the same time. We are learning HTML for developing our website content. And then we are also learning CSS for styling the contents in order to give our users good experience whenever they visit our website. So we are going to continue with the tag, and then alongside we'll be adding our CSS since we now understand how to add CSS. So like I explained to us yesterday, I'm still going to be using comment to explain. So we are starting with, we want to continue with the body tag. So HTML body tag, HTML body tag. So I want us to know that there is a tag called body, though we activated it alongside with the HTML simple file structure that we called out from the IDE. After we created the HTML file, we typed HT that listed out about 3 versions of HTML in which we considered HTML5, and that brought out this structure that we have been expanding. So part of the tags that came with that file structure is this body tag. So I just feel that we need to talk about it because we should not just overlook at it, though I've taken my time to explain others. But it's one of the major tags that we have to really understand if we want to know how elements or how HTML document is structured. So how do we define the body tag? And I hope you are writing as well. The body tag, the HTML body tag defines the body contents of an HTML document, defines the body contents of an HTML element, Did you get that? Defines the body contents of an HTML document. I hope you are following.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please make sure that my voice is not cracking. Once you notice that, please make sure that you
It's
notice.
okay. Everything is okay.
All right, so so that is a simple definition of the body tag you are seeing here. Now, if we are to model the entire document, there's something I told us probably in the first class or the second class. We are talking about HTML DOM or HTML document structure, which we need to understand. So let me use a diagram to explain what I'm saying. The whole of this, remember when we started, I started by explaining that our code starts from the declaration of this. Let me go to the beginning. Our code started from here, right? And then the closing, started from here. And then if you go down, you will see where the HTML closing tag is, which is this. So you can see that both the images, which is this, the paragraph tag content and the HWAG content, they are all wrapped in the first container, which is called the body tag. So that is why you cannot talk about HTML documents without acknowledging the body tag. So the body tag is like the first container inside the HTML as the document. So the HTML defines the document. Then the container that is holding the element of the document, which are the combination of the tags and their content, is called what? The body tag. Did you get that definition or that explanation? I believe it's clear.
Yes, sir.
So now, there are a whole lot of things we can do, which I'm going to explain. So now that we understand that it is the body tag that is enveloping all our content within our web page, now let's come to the front end. So I will look at some of the manipulation we can do with that body tag. So what we are saying is that if peradventure I want to change this white color to red color, which of those tags do you think should be referenced in CSS for background color? Is the what? The body tag. So which means from that illustration I gave before, this and all of this, including the image, they are inside what? The body tag. So if I want to give all of them background color, so it is the body tag that I talk to. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Body tag. So that will now take us to, now that we understand the role, the function of the body tag, now let's look at the CSS aspect of it because we have already created it the moment we activated those default file structure. So we can now look at the CSS aspect of it. Remember what I just told you, that we are learning HTML tags and also mastering the CSS properties and their value. So we are learning two languages concurrently. We are
Same
learning
time.
time. So we have already created the HTML body tag. Now I want to shift to the CSS aspect of it. How do we style it? So like I said, it is the body tag that should be responsible for defining your HTML document background color. So currently the background color of this document is white. So I want to change it to maybe red color. So the topic will now be, let's restructure the topic so that for proper note writing. Now, the topic will now be styling the HTML body tag. Styling the HTML body tag. So the HTML body tag, note, is responsible for the background coloring of the entire page, the entire browser body. It is responsible for coloring the entire browser body, which is this white section you are seeing. If I want to change the whole of the browser body, background color, so it is the body tag that I should communicate to. So what are the type of color notes? Such as, so the first color we are going to give to the entire browser body background is a solid color. Solid background color. Solid background color. So we'll also look at gradients. Gradients background color. Then finally, we'll look at image background color. So these are, you see these three styling that I've mentioned, they can only be achieved with the body tag. So what we are saying is that there is a difference between, I'm going to start with the solid. So you can take it as a subheading, solid document background color. That's how you write it. Solid HTML document background color. So the solid there means using a single color to fill a container. So the container in this case is the body tag. So if I want to fill it with a single color, like it's currently having whites, if I am asked as a developer, as a designer, that what type of background color is this document currently using, I will say this is solid. How do I know? Because I can see that what is white color or true. If it is red color or true, it's still solid. If it is blue color or true, it's still solid. Once it is one color you are using to fill the entire page or the body, then we refer to that as what? Solid color. Now, we need to be creative with all this. We don't just wake up and say we want to give our document solid color. You must have done some brain calculations that will tell you whether you are to use an image as the background of this document, or you are to use solid color, or you are to use gradients. It's about communication. It's about considering the user's experience. Color that will not distract them from the content you are publishing. You need to prioritize that. So now you need to consider also the colors of other content so that you don't use a background color that will contradict with, for example, now I'm using blue color here. Imagine I use blue color as my background color. That is going to generate some conflicts. So these are the calculations you check. All right, so let's start with the solid. Like I said, now you write to give the entire body solid color, use a CSS property called background color. So this is the CSS property. CSS property to use will be background hyphen color. So that is going to be the property. So now let me go to my CSS.
Come again.
I said to give the entire HTML document background, a solid background color, use CSS property called background color. So this is the property's name for giving not just this HTML body tag, any other container. It could be div, it could be section, it could be main, it could be header, provided is a container. If you want to fill it with background color, you can use this particular CSS property. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
So let's quickly go to the CSS and apply it. So I'll come here like I advised us yesterday, learn to use comment to explain what you are doing. Styling the HTML documents background with one color, which is also referred to as what? Solid color, which is also referred to as solid color. So what is the syntax? I talk about selector that I said today I'm going to style with what? Another type of what? Selector, because all the elements we started yesterday, we were selecting the HTML elements by their tag's name. For example, you call H1 because the name of that tag is H1. You call IMG, which is image, because the name of that tag is what? IMG. But today I'm going to work with what? Class and ID, another way of selecting HTML elements. But for the body's tag, the reason why I'm still going to go with name is this. In a single HTML document like this file, you cannot have two of this tag open. For example, now I can come here now, open another H1. There is no alarm. But you see, in a single HTML document, you cannot have two what? Body tag. You can only have what? One. So where you can only have one, it then means that there is no issue of identification. There will not be conflicts of any kind of two elements having the same name but different content. So it will always be one. So for that reason, I don't have to say I want to class. I don't have to what? To ID, because it's only one that can be used in a page. So I will just say what? Body. And then open the CSS declaration block like I have taught us yesterday. I hope you are still following. Are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So like I said, for the background color to change to one color, this is a property, background color. Then you specify your color. Let's say what we want to use. We have text color there, black. We have text color there, blue. So if I use black, I'm not going to see those texts, except I have to change the text color. So let me use color that will still allow me to view all the text just for us to understand. So you can see that we have been able to change the entire word document what? Background. So there are some clients you will develop website for. They will insist that their background should not be white. So that is why you have to learn this, so that when that kind of issue arises, you know how to tackle it.
To change it.
So if they can tell you that we want the page background to use our logo or our image as watermark, that means you are going to learn how to use image as the background. So they can also ask you that, okay, we want the page background to be mixed of two colors. That is what part of it, maybe from here to here should be something like light red, and then from here down should be like black. that is gradient. That is the next one I want to discuss now. But this is the first one where you are using one color. So it's just for you to define. Now, I want to also bring to our notice here that there are different ways you can communicate colors. There are different ways you can call color in CSS. You call color by their name. Like this one now, we just simply call the color by its name. The limitation of this is that you may not know the name of the color you want, so you'll be stranded. So you should know how to use function to calculate color. And what is the function? It's called what? ROGB, ROGB or ROGBA. It's a function. Once you have called the property, then you nest that function inside it. So the function uses numeric value to generate colors. And the highest number is 255. So for example, the R there represents red. The G there represents what? Green. The B there represents what? Blue, which are our primary colors. The A there represents alpha, which stands for transparency or opacity. It's just like when you have 100% red and you want to reduce it, you want to dim it. Maybe the red is too shouting, it's too loud. So you want to like dim it. You use the alpha. The alpha is used as transparent factor. So now the way I'm going to calculate it now, I will say what? The red, if I want to generate red, I will say 255, which means that what? Give me full red, comma, I'll specify the value for green. I'll say green 0, because what? Green should be absent because I want to get just red. And then the value for blue should also be 0. Watch what happened. Automatically, it calculated what? Red. If I go back to the front end, I have used the ROGBA function to calculate what? 100% red color. Did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I hope you are writing them down. So if I want to, I talk about the alpha. Right now, we did not utilize the alpha. That is why this color is giving us full display, red. So if I want, for example, now I look at it that, this red is too sharp. I want to reduce it. I want to dim it. I will now use the what? The alpha value. And the alpha value, I'll put a comma here, is always specify in decimal point. So I will say, okay, 0.1. That is alpha value. If I go back to the front end, what did you notice? You see that what? The red reduced, but this is still family of what? Red. So if I say, oh, that 1.1 is too transparent, I want to increase it, I'll put 0.6. So if I come back here, you see it. So you can see how you can use the ROGBA to calculate different colors. So where you are struggling with the name of the color, you don't know the name of color. Some of us, we don't know more than red, blue, green. There are other colors. So that is the essence of you understanding this method. And let me show you a quick logic that you can use to generate another color. Now, sometimes the color you want is not even among this. You are unable to calculate it with a number. Just put any one there, maybe 000, because if I put like 00 here now, it will give me black. Just let's say you just want to, that is black. Then if I remove the alpha value,
Alpha.
you give me the full what? Black. You see it. Now let's assume that it's not black that I am looking for, but I don't just know the color. I will just come up with any value, just generate any color. After that color has been generated, I will go and hover on this color. You see, once you touch it, you see that it will bring out what? This color bucket. Are you following? Once you touch this, it will bring out this color bucket. So from here, maybe the color you want is within this section. You tap that section, it will pour it here. Or maybe within here, you tap it, it will pour it here. So once you have dropped the color category in your bucket, then within this place, there are different colors there. that fall within that same family. I can say, okay, I want the lighter part or I want the darker part. So you be the one to specify by clicking on that section. You see, automatically it analyzes what? The value you will have typed to generate it. So you see the logic. So I don't have to waste my time calculating. Once I just put any value as sample, then I will now use hover on this to generate more color. Is that taken? I hope that is clear, sir. Are you okay? So now let's quickly shift our focus to the other method of styling the background. Let's look at gradients now. So that is for one color. So now anytime you are building any website and the client insists the background must be one color, that is the property to use background hyphen what color. Or any question before I take the next one? Any question? All right. So I hope you are writing your CSS property. So let's quickly take this one now.
Yes,
The
sir.
gradient color. Let's quickly talk about the gradient color. So the word gradient means to blend two or more solid colors together. So the mathematical formula for calculating gradient is, for example, one solid color plus another solid color is equal to what? Gradients. Red and blue together, we don't call that solid. We call it what? Gradient. So this is another way some individuals can use to design their document what? Background color. So note, use this property. Use whenever you want to color with gradient. The CSS property to use. Use CSS property called linear hyphen gradient. That is the CSS property you are going to use. Now, you are going to use it in conjunction with the background property. So you see how I will use it now. In other words, I will nest this inside my background word property. Now, let's quickly go to the front, the CSS section and determine that. So I'm going to comment this one out first. Comment this out temporarily, highlight it and press Ctrl//. That will convert it to what? Comment. And if you go back, you see that what? The effect has dropped. So now I want to use what? Linear gradients. That is what I want to fill the entire background with maybe blue and red. So like I advise you from beginning, you have to calculate this color. So now I will start by saying background. Now look at the logic now. I'm not going to say background color. I'm going to say background. So this background is the shorthand of background color, short form of writing background color. But when you use background color, you are more specific that is color that you want to use. But when you use background, there could be other properties, could be other style that pertain to what? Background that are not necessarily color. So that is the advantage of using this. Now, once I've done that, I will now add the linear gradients inside it. That is the structure I told you. So background, oh, no wonder you did not say background color because you want to use what? Another subword property. So linear, that is what? Straight line. The colors are going to be, they are going to be combined and in a straight line form. That is the meaning. Now, we will now nest that ROGBA method of calculating color inside it. So I will now say what? Arrow what? GBA. Then this is going to be the first color. So the first color, I want red. So red, I will just say 255. Then the green color, 0, comma, this 0. Now, I want it to be full. I don't want to use the alpha value for now first. So I am still inside the linear gradient function. So I will just come to where the first color end and put a comma. And then I'll type another ROGBA and then open a bracket for calculating the second color. The second color, I want it to be green, which means that what the value of red will be 0 this time around, and then the value of green will be full, which was 255, and then the value of blue will be 0. There's no alpha. So if I go to the front end now, you see what we have generated. You see the kind of feeling. From here to here is the red. From here to here, and they are fusing in what? Each other. Did you understand the logic? Hello, are you with me?
So,
All right. So now, for example, if I want to add another one, I will come here where the first one, I'm still inside the linear gradient, RGBA, again, another color bar. I will say this one is black. So being black, 0, 0, 0. So if I go there now, you see what? Black reflection coming out from the down here. So these are some techniques you see some developer using. And then when you visit the website, you'll not be thinking that it's graphic design work. No, it's not graphic design work. The person simply apply this. So I want to give you 5 minutes. The 5 minutes, you share your screen, and then you give me to this extent. Give me this particular one. I know you can easily handle the solid color method. So just quickly share your screen, and then as your classwork. Are you with me? Have you taken the code so that I'm going to switch to your own screen? Have you written the code? Are you here? Five for red. Okay, good. Just leave it like this. Let's go and check the front end. Let us go and check if it has applied. Refresh, let's see. Click on refresh it, refresh this page. There's a refresh icon there, click. Okay, so it hasn't come. So there's still issue with your CSS connection and your HTML. So let's go back to HTML and go and check. So when you have this kind of issue, let's see what could be the cause. Link. Now, see the issue. You're linking between index and CSS. There's space before the dot. Close that space. No, not from here. Yeah, from good. Close that space. Close it. Now, the file is said, the file, that place you right click the other time. Right click again, select rename, then close the space. There shouldn't be space. Rename. Now, this time, what to do? Clear everything from CSS. Delete everything. Just keep going. Oh yeah, press dot now. Press dot. Dot CSS. Dot CSS. Okay, so let's see. That should have reflected. Okay, now let's do this way. Go back to the, is your directory structure. Go back to your file. Go back to the HTML file. Go back to the HTML. Let me quickly. It's good one. You have to learn how to debug. This is what I talked about yesterday. Now, you see your mistake is the spelling of body. You spell what? Bobby instead of body. Check it. See, that's it. So that is where the error is. D-Y. Now, if you check now, it's working. So these are things you should always check out for. Spelling error can make the code not work. Now, let's go and try the one of linear gradient before I look at the last one, which is using an image. So that is what I just want to, I will not go too far today so that you can have time to go and understand everything before tomorrow. Now, Linear gradient. No, comment this line. You should have just commented it off so that you learn how to comment. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control and press Z to bring it back. Now highlight the whole of that line. Highlight the whole of that line from the semicolon. Highlight it. Now hold down the Control button and press / on your keyboard. That will automatically switch the live code to comment. You did not get it. Highlight again. I have taught you how to create comment. That's in Control and / Highlight the text. Oh yeah, Control and / Control and / You don't need to click. Just go to your keyboard and press Control and / Good. That is how to convert live code to comment. If you press that same Control and / it will take you back to live code. Now step out, and type background. You said you have written it, so consult your notes, the code, the one for linear gradients. Oh yeah. Step out.
I should go to another line.
Yes, go to the next line. From this side, go and put your cursor there, press enter. Yes, press enter. That is how you leave that line. Good. Open the bracket manually. Open the bracket, Shift and 9, Shift and 9. Hold that Shift button and press 9. You should know where your Shift button is. Hold that Shift and press 9. Good. That is the first color. The second color. Step out. No. Step out of the first one. Delete that bracket. Come outside the blue one. Step out. Okay, want to put the alpha value. Comma there. No, comma first. Comma before you start with ROGBA again. Before you open the bracket. ROGBA. Open the bracket manually, Shift and 9. Good. They are called different color. All right. So make sure that you are practicing. But I'm allowing you to be practicing like this because you are just starting. So a time will come that I will not be giving you this time like this because I know that you can go back and watch the video and take care of it to facilitate the class. All right. So I believe that is clear, right? Can I proceed now? I want to round off with the last one so that we can. All right. So you can stop sharing. You can stop sharing. You can stop sharing. Can you see my screen back now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's quickly take this
image background color.
Yes, image background color. Image background color. So let's assume that the client wants us to use, maybe they have consulted a graphic designer and the person must have done some creativity with their logo and they want to use it as the background. In other words, there is a communication they want to establish. The logos speak their services, or it could be any other image that mere looking at the image as you are on the web page, you are getting some messages. So these are the reason why a company can say use a particular image, because they understand that the image also speak their services. So you cannot use two of them. You cannot use gradient. Yes, you can use gradient and image, but you cannot use only solid, cannot use solid and this. So we have to comment this out. But before that, let's look at this note, right? Image as background color. Use CS, all right. This is a process where an image, an actionable image, that is what image that speaks. This is the process where an actionable image is used as the entire document background. This is the process where an actionable image is used as the entire document background. So let's quickly look at the CSS you are to use. So in this case, use a CSS property called background image. So that is what you are going to use. Background what? Image, because you want to use a picture. Now let's go to the CSS. Let's see whether we have some picture. Okay, we have some images. So that picture will have been given to you and then will have also be added to your image folder. So now I will use piece 1 as the background. So I'll go to my CSS file. So from my CSS file, I will temporarily comment this out. Right? I'll comment this out. Come here, press enter. Now, like I said, you type background image, background image, background image. Now, the image is an external entity, an external object. What do I mean by that? The image is not already programmed with the editor. So it is an object we are calling from outside. So for that reason, we have to specify where it's coming from. Where it's coming from. And for us to define that part, we will add what? URL to the main function. In other words, we are saying that the object we want to use as the background does not exist within the program. So we are bringing it, we are attaching it. So that is why you have to add this particular function to allow you to what? To attach it. Then you now put slash inside. Once you put slash inside.
Are you still recording?
Yes, I am. I think I am. Yes. So once you put the slash inside, it will output all your directory. So it will define your file structure. Your file structure is that you have a main folder, you have CSS inside it, you have image. So where are you going to? You click here and pick the picture. So once I go to the front end, you see what happened. It duplicated the picture to fill the entire page. The reason is that the function assesses the size of the picture and found out that the picture is smaller compared to the page is to cover. So what it did with its own initiative, with the assumption that, okay, that is how you want it, it duplicated it, it repeated it, because that repeat function is programmed by default. So I am the one that will go and say, don't repeat. I want only one of them to fill the entire page. So did you understand that? I hope
Yes, sir.
that's good. Now, to stop that repetition, you leave this one and bring in another property, which is called what? Background repeats. So why are we bringing this? We are bringing this in order to stop that repetition. So even I want it the way it came out. There wouldn't have been need for this. So I will say what? No repeat. If I go back to the front end now, you see that what? It has stopped that repetition and it's giving me what? Just one. Okay?
Just
So
one.
but this one that is giving you is not actually filling the entire. I want to let me use the second picture so that because I've used that picture as an object. So I want to see if we can have something different. Good. Let's use this. So now, after stopping the repetition, it now resizes it back to its general to its normal size. So now you will now be the one to command it to stretch to fill the entire page. So how do you achieve that? You bring in another property. You say what? Background position or background size rather. Background size, you say what? Cover. So if I go back now, you see that what? It has stretched it on its own and now it's covering the entire page. I hope you are getting it because this is the last command I'm taking. I hope you are following. So now,
Yes, sir.
now there are times that you will cover the image and then the important parts that you want could be hidden somewhere here and you want to bring it inside.
Just like
So what?
just like this now.
Yes, the important part is hidden. So you want to bring it inside. So what do? You now come here and say background position. You now say what? Center. Center. So it will centralize it. You see the adjustment now. Initially, you were not seeing this part like this. It was not that obvious. It was hidden at the back of it. So that center, and even it was here based on the picture you are using. Maybe the design is somewhere here. As you say center now, it will bring it what? To the view points. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So that is for that. Then the last thing I want to show us before we end this session is this. I just want it to be brief because you have to go and work on those things before tomorrow. In fact, the criteria for that tomorrow, in fact, you should be the one to let me know before the end of today that, sir, I am ready for tomorrow class. Because I discipline my students on homework or on assignments. It's very important. You cannot be learning tech and you are not practicing. That is not the way to become professional. Like they said, practice make what? Perfect. You have to do more of practice, even more than the class. That was the reason why the other time when we were negotiating the number of days, that is why most time I don't exceed twice in a week because I know that as we are going, there will be much work for you to be doing. And so you have enough time for you to initialize them before we bring in. Because if you are bringing them in and you are not digesting them, then at a point, the whole program will look very difficult for you. So I've seen students dropping out because of this kind of thing, trying to say that I will practice tomorrow. Before they see tomorrow class will be added, they will practice before you see the whole thing will choke, and then they will now, get upset. So please, now that you are starting, develop the habit of always trying to make sure that you settle the previous class before the next class comes up. I hope that is taken, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Tomorrow class or next tomorrow?
Eh?
Is it tomorrow or next tomorrow?
Yes, your classes your web development classes are Tuesday and Thursday and Sundays now. So the reason
Yeah,
why
tomorrow is Wednesday, not Thursday.
okay, yes, definitely, yes. Thank you. That means you have space. Yeah, it's a good one. You have space, right? To actually what?
Yes, sir.
Finish up everything. Okay, good. Now, and the other class you are attending, hope you have settled the office installation. Have you done that?
The office is just the problem right now. The guy I went to meet said it doesn't have the Microsoft Office to install. So that's just the problem. I wish I was in Nigeria. I would have fixed this long ago. But just having this Microsoft Office is my problem right now. My biggest problem is what I'm even looking for. Trying to get it, but I haven't been able to get it. I'm not really familiar with this place, so that's why. So I don't even know the right place to go.
So just try and see. I don't know. Okay, just try your best because without having it, I will try. I don't know how I can. Don't know how I can send you the file, the installation file, because I'm looking at if I attach it to. Okay, I'll try and see if I can zip it, and
Thank you. I'll be very, very, very happy.
we'll check if I can zip it and send it to you. Let me try. If it work fine, but still be making other arrangements. Now, so like we say, you see that if I scroll this particular page now, you see that what the contents are moving together with the background. You notice that this is the background.
Yes,
this image is content. This text is content. So I don't want them to move together. I want only the image to move. Sorry, the background should be fixed while every other content scrolls. So how do we achieve that? So I will just add another property. So you can see the scenarios that are leading towards using of these properties. So I'll say background attachments. So I will say what? Fix. So if I go back to the front end and I scroll now, you see that what? The background is no longer what? Moving. And this is the professional way it should be to avoid distraction. And so that the user can focus on the object, differentiating it from the background. Any question? This is where we are stopping. Any question?
Yes. Like when I was doing my own just now, and you told me how to call it, that I should highlight it and press what?
Which one is that?
After when I was trying to write the body, after I finished the background, I think the background.
Okay. Are you referring to this section or what?
Yes, after I write the background color, the RGB. Yes, you asked me to.
Sorry?
Let me show this.
Share your screen so that you can solve it.
Okay. After I write this background color, so you asked me to highlight it and recall it. So I didn't really know how I did that after highlighting it. Then before I was able to come back to this background and Nina
okay, what you did there, we switched that particular code to comments. That's what we did temporarily because you might come back to it. That is why sometimes when you are trying things, you don't just delete them because if you have deleted it, let's say you now, after you have given your linear gradients, you now later consider using one color. You will still have to start writing it afresh. That is why we temporarily commented it out. So how we achieve that, go back like this one now, highlight this one now. We highlighted it first. Let's say you want to comment this one out now, the one you have there now. So you highlight it first, then you hold down the control button and press the /. Make sure the entire line is highlighted. Hold down the control button and press the /.
That is how we
Yes.
converted it to comment. Good. Now, if you press it again, it will bring it back. Just press it again. Control/. It will return it to live code. Good. So now we are comment this one and uncomment the first one. So you know how to. Control/. Take this one to comment. Comment this one. Control/. Now go and highlight the other one. Then press the same Control// to bring it back to live code. So these are the things now.
Okay.
These are the things you need to know how to do. Because sometimes when you are debugging your code, you are trying to find out which one is generating the error. You'll be commenting something out and check first. Then if the problem doesn't solve, you uncomment that one, comment another one. This is one of the ways you can resolve issues within your code. Any question?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. So I'm still expecting the other stuff. I hope we get that.
Yes, I'll get that done today. I'll get that done today.
All right. Thank you. So see you in the evening for the.
All right. Thank you very much.